The year was 1931. The American South was shrouded in the darkness of Jim Crow, a system designed to oppress and disenfranchise African Americans. It was against this backdrop of racial hostility that the saga of the Scottsboro Boys began, a stark reminder of the human cost of prejudice and injustice. 9 young black lives, Haywood Patterson, Clarence Norris, Charlie Weems, Andy Wright, Ozzie Powell, Willie Robertson, Eugene Williams, Olin Montgomery and Roy Wright, were about to be caught in a maelstrom of accusations, legal battles, and enduring prejudice. Their alleged crime? Assaulting 2 white women on a train traveling through Alabama. This single event would ignite a firestorm of controversy, exposing the deep-seated racism that permeated the American justice system and galvanizing the nascent civil rights movement. The Scottsboro case was not merely about a train ride gone wrong, it laid bare the vulnerability of black lives in a society where the presumption of innocence was often absent. These 9 boys, some barely teenagers, became symbols of a system rigged against them. Their story would force America to confront its own demons, challenging deeply ingrained racial biases and sparking a national dialogue on justice and equality. The wheels of justice, instead of grinding fine, often crushed the innocent beneath their weight, especially if the accused were black. The Scottsboro Boys' trials were a chilling testament to this grim reality. Thrust into a courtroom where racial prejudice held more sway than evidence, the boys faced an uphill battle from the outset. The alleged victims, Ruby Bates and Victoria Price, presented a story riddled with inconsistencies. Medical examinations failed to corroborate their claims of assault, yet none of this mattered in the face of racial bias. The all-white juries, swayed by societal prejudices and a deep-seated fear of interracial contact, returned guilty verdicts with alarming speed. The sentences were as swift as they were unjust. 8 of the 9 boys were sentenced to death, the ultimate price for a crime they did not commit. The youngest, Roy Wright, just 13 years old, was spared the death penalty but condemned to life in prison. The Scottsboro case, however, was far from over. As news of the trial and its blatant injustices spread, a wave of outrage swept across the nation. Civil rights organizations, including the NAACP and the Communist Party, rallied to the boys' defense. They recognized the case for what it was, a blatant example of racial discrimination, masquerading as justice. The fight for the Scottsboro Boys became a fight for the soul of America. Appeals were filed, challenging the legitimacy of the trials and the deeply flawed convictions. Twice the United States Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, heard the case, and twice the court overturned the convictions, ruling that the Scottsboro Boys had been denied their fundamental right to a fair trial. These landmark rulings, Powell v. Alabama in 1932 and Norris v. Alabama in 1935, set important legal precedents, highlighting the importance of adequate legal representation and the right to an impartial jury. Despite the Supreme Court's rulings, the Scottsboro Boys' nightmare was far from over. They faced a series of retrials in Alabama, each one a painful reminder of the racism that permeated the justice system. Years turned into decades, and still, the specter of the Scottsboro case lingered. Some of the boys were eventually paroled, while others escaped from prison, seeking refuge in northern states. Tragically, full justice would elude most of them. The Scottsboro Boys case stands as a chilling reminder of the human cost of prejudice and injustice. It exposed the fragility of justice in a society deeply divided along racial lines. Their ordeal galvanized the civil rights movement, inspiring countless individuals to fight for equality and reform. The case serves as a stark reminder that the pursuit of justice is a continuous journey, demanding unwavering vigilance and a commitment to confronting uncomfortable truths.